Hi, my name is John Loughton. I'm the founding CEO of Dare to Lead. We're a leadership training organisation that tries to unlock the potential of young people, of organisations, but also communities through our authentic leadership models by trying to be inspiring but also challenging to get people to think about their own abilities and potential. So we are a business, we're a company, but we operate with what I call social enterprise values. So all the money we earn is reinvested back into developing our programs. So there's two very subtle arms, I guess, of the organisation, as I would put it. Yes, it's fair to say it's not so much us exploiting a market, it's fulfilling a sense of social duty, but we make money. We have to be entrepreneurial, we have to compete in a marketplace, and we have to be better than some of our competitors and gain the trust of clients as well. And that's really important. You can't just be fluffy, otherwise set up as an NGO and get money from governments. And I made a very clear decision at the beginning that I wanted to do something that would not have happened without me, and I wanted full creative, independent license over what it was we started to run. We have never taken a penny of grant money of any government, and we have never taken a penny of CSR or goodwill cash from any company. All the money we've earned has been through trading, it's been through winning the confidence of people. The majority of that comes from training professionals, our corporate programs. So whether we're working with big finance organisations, or we're going in to work with civil servants and government bodies from a more talent HR perspective, or whether that's being commissioned by large, for example, youth organisations to upskill and professionalise their workforce. We earn our finances that way. And it's through earning that finance, through our training, that we can then look at saying, okay, so how do we either subsidise or fully provide our training to young people, go out and do our community outreach work, support some of our international programmes where we send, for example, homeless young people overseas on kind of character building programmes and leadership excursions, for example. The kernel of the idea was around running really inspiring training programs that helps people realise their own potential. We've all been on them horrible, long, boring courses or induction programs where we're like, oh, it's teaching me nothing. If anything, you sometimes feel less able or confident as a result of it. And we realised it's not just the content of training that matters, but it's the people delivering it and the messenger. So we wanted to create something that was quite inspiring in terms of the people delivering it, but also quite challenging in terms of the content. So we run youth leadership training, which looks at leadership modelling, looks at the potential of young people in communities, which gives them skills around communication, self-awareness, self-belief, to try and engage in society in their future careers. But also the same with managers. We get a lot of management programs out there, and it's often very masculinized, very top-down, very authoritative. And we wanted to say that actually it's by having strong values, by creating an ethos, and actually by bringing out the best in other people that you bring out the best in yourself. So the idea for the business really came from bad experiences in my own life, like so many of the kind of best organisations, I guess. And that was often my own career in youth work. So being a young person who was repeatedly patronised and put down by other organisations and training programmes out there, as a member of staff in a very corporate environment, in a political environment, again, where I wasn't being spoken to or reached in the right way. And I just had a very kind of clear view that we need training programs that people really connect with, that's bespoke, that's not just off the shelf, and that actually addresses the needs of individuals. Now, that's something that every training organisation, I'm sure, says, but something that's very much about heart and passion and values, as much as theory and frameworks and models, is something that we found has really resonated with our clients that we're working with. So I guess what motivated me to start the business outside of the idea was actually my own personal life journey. I grew up in a very working class community. My parents had never worked a single day in their life between them. We were, I guess, at the butt end of inequality, at the scourge of drugs, mental health issues, crime and violence. And I spent a lot of time growing up thinking I was never the guy who was going to succeed. No one had went to university. I had no sense of expectation from those around me, but moreover I had no sense of expectation in myself. And my life only changed when I decided that my thinking had to change. And when I changed my attitude, it started to change my life. And that is the core message of Dare to Lead in our training model. You know, for me, I think I find it very hard to go and work for someone else again, it's been really honest. Before I moved into setting up the company, I worked in politics. I was working for a member of the House of Lords, I had worked for prime ministers, I'd worked for political parties. Very bureaucratic. It's often about doing nothing right, it's always about just never being wrong. And that's a it's very exciting being in public duty, being at the heart of democratic debate, you know, at the heartbeat of society, but also it is very restrictive in many ways. And I'm very much an outgoing kind of, let's think big, change the world, what do we want to do kind of person, which you'd think lends itself to politics or big organisations at the cutting edge of society. But to look that free and that open and entrepreneurial, you actually have to be very regimented and structured. And I wasn't up for being micromanaged, I wasn't up for chasing that rat race of London. I'd moved down here, I had no degree, I wasn't particularly academic, but I tried to be like a really bootleg version of the Oxbridge gang. Nothing wrong with the Oxbridge gang, some of my best friends and mentors are, but that just wasn't me. And I think the challenge with that is we sometimes, especially for young entrepreneurs, we're told there's a certain model you have to subscribe to. You have to dress like this to be, I never used to wear things like this. You have to dress like this to be taken seriously, or you have to have a certain gravitas about you, or you have to support a certain political party, or you have to be from a particular family heritage. Complete nonsense. The most successful entrepreneurs I see are the ones who can be an authentic version of themselves. I always say be yourself because everybody else is taken. And that's so true, even though it's a cheesy soundbite, there's so much truth in saying, what is my personal brand? What do I offer? Do I see myself as other people see me? And you know, I'm aware that I'm the kind of the big orange-haired, a bit more kind of energy-filled Scottish guy with ideas and energy, not that very cerebral, focused, kind of very insular, theoretical person that I tried to be for so long. And that's really important, I think, as an entrepreneur, to bring that to what I do. And actually, I handed my notice in overnight at the company I was working for. I was managing a bunch of people with a large budget, great salary, reporting to a chief executive on a senior management team for a national company. And I just thought, the longer I leave this, the more the golden handcuffs are getting tighter, the further away from an authentic sense of self I'm getting, because I'm being drawn into having more to lose. And even though I was kind of unqualified and I'd done really well to get the job I was in, at the height of the recession, at mass youth unemployment, at 23, I went to my chief exec, who was a member of the House of Lords as well, and said, Claire, moving on. And the reaction was like, are you serious? But you know, sometimes it's better to fail trying than fail to ever try. And it's the same entrepreneurial mantra that actually permeates through to the training sessions that we run with people.